food. Okay, so like last committee, we're gonna skip over the approval of the minutes. We'll save that till next month. And we have informational items we'll move to. Start with recaps. Do you want to call? Like, Cody?
Really back there?
Yeah.
Really? Been so long since I've been here, I guess. All right, well, I do have a couple of updates for the group today. We have our mobile unit in work. We are very excited. We've done several dozens of surgeries already, with more scheduled on the agenda. So the artwork has been applied. Mobile unit's been in use for about a month, in our relationship with our doc and their technician, and our folks coming and going from the mobile unit, that has all been working out swimmingly, so that is great. The other update I have for you is the cat survey that you may have seen in the community. There is a survey out asking our community residents how they feel about stray and feral cats. We know that trap, neuter, vaccinate, return is a proven method to reduce the population of stray cats in a community, and to also reduce shelter euthanasia. And so there's some real motivation by us at the shelter to move forward with the program, and we're asking the community what they think. So I'm hoping that if you see that on the social channels, if you have that, please share it and get the word out so that we can get some good feedback and move forward with the program.
So for some reason, I'm attracting stray cats in my residence. So I think I'm on 2 or 3 right now, and I ran them down to Tender Care because they're right down the street, and they scan them and they don't have the thing. But for a resident, how does the mobile unit how would I interact with that, or does that have anything to do with me, or that's something else for these cats I'm attracting?
Yeah, so for this first month or so that we've been going in the mobile unit, we've just been working on the backlog of spay neuters that need to happen with shelter animals.
Okay.
So there's that statutory obligation that when the animals are adopted, they're spayed and neutered.
Yeah.
And so we've been working to catch up all of those guys, and very quickly we will have some community low-cost programs available.
Okay.
Right now, trap, neuter, vaccinate, return is available in unincorporated county areas, and so we can help with that. And we will be looking for those programs to open, I would say, within a couple weeks here.
So if I'm already trapping them, in other words, I'm not really trapping them. I'm giving them a bowl of food, and I'm even their best friend, and taking them
To become a family member.
Yeah. So is that, in a few weeks, if I continue to do that, then what would happen? They would take them down to the shelter and fix them, or?
If you live in a qualifying area, we could work with you, and we would spay and neuter, microchip, ear tip the animal so that we know that the animal just, from a football field away has been spayed or neutered,
Yeah.
Vaccinated and return it to where it came from if you live in that qualifying area.
Yeah.
And that just helps with one less shelter intake and one less animal that, quite honestly, is probably not adoptable to begin with. If these animals are hands-off in the field, when they come to the shelter and we put them in a small kennel, they really don't love their life with us. And so honestly would most likely end in euthanasia. And so it's putting them back out where they can be natural rodent control. Now they're a better neighbor for you because they're not yowling, they're not getting into trouble looking for mating, partners, all of those things that happen when a cat is not spayed and neutered out in the community.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a certain area in the county that this applies to more? Like, are there more stray cats in certain areas?
We definitely have certain areas, both within city municipal areas as well as rural county areas where the populations are higher. Right now, our ordinance only allows us to trap, neuter, vaccinate, return in rural, unincorporated county areas.
So are we doing more to get the survey out to those areas rather than the ones that really don't have an issue with stray cats?
We are trying our best. I am open to suggestions on where we can get this survey in front of people. I would love to get it out to as many folks as we can. to get the vast majority of responses. We are collecting the data about which municipality that those respondents live in to help us kind of guide us in programs moving forward.
I would maybe just encourage you to reach out to the board member who has a lot of them. And we could, if it was my area, I would try to focus in on that. So if you could let us know, that would be great.
I could do that.
All right.
Thank you. This is a great opportunity to get the feedback from the residents, and I know some had weighed in on different sides of it. You've got the background in it, but not everybody around the county has or knows the background like you do. So thank you for weighing in on this or asking others to. Can you also talk about the ribbon cutting we have coming up?
What else?
The ribbon cutting.
Oh, yes. On March 20th at 1 p.m. is going to be the formal ribbon cutting for the PCAPS Mobile Services Unit. We will invite the media. We'll have an open house. We'll have some tours. All of that going on March 20th at 1 p.m.
Any other questions for Becky? Thank you. Anyone here from the coroner's office? Circuit clerk? Yeah, so if you want to go give your update.
Into it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I was going to have Scott mention today that I requested that he put together a special committee meeting for this group. And the reason being is because we just learned an exciting news late last Wednesday, that the Administrative Office of the Illinois Courts, which we refer to as AOIC, approved us for a $1 million grant for audiovisual upgrades. Yeah, thanks. We're super pumped. AV upgrades in 7 of the 14 courtrooms in this courthouse. So just Peoria County, $1 million. We tried to get the resolution and the agenda briefing in as soon as we can. We got it in last Thursday. That wasn't enough time for the group. So I just asked Scott, he could let the group know we put that forward. We're excited. We asked for direct payment. So what that means is within 4 to 5 weeks, we're expecting to get the payment for that. But the state has tasked us with closing out the project by the end of the fiscal year, which is June 30th of this year, 2024. So we really have to hit the ground running. So we needed to basically do a budget appropriation, take in the money, expense it, get it going. So just want to let you guys know we'll be back right before or the same day as the county board meeting to see if we can get that through.
Is carpet included with that?
I wish.
Hey.
Thank you.
For the committee's benefit, infrastructure committee is also going to have a special meeting. So Nancy will coordinate with Phil and Jennifer to figure out when we'll schedule those two committee meetings for 114.
Can I ask, Gabe, I probably should have asked you, who's going to be responsible for the install of that technology?
So with the grant application, the state, let me go there.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. So it's called the Technology Modernization Program, and the state opens it up periodically as they have funding, and they open it for a very short window. And when they open it, they do it right now on a rolling basis, meaning that it's sort of like first come, first serve. They say there's a pot of money. We're not going to tell you what the pot of money is. You need to go out and get quotes, submit it to us, and we feel comfortable working with certain people, maybe for the approval process. And as they roll in, we'll approve you. So we reached out to a vendor who had just done all of Will County. They did the whole courthouse there, which was around 38 courtrooms. They just did all of DuPage County, which was about 41 courtrooms, and just finishing up on a $2.5 million project in Lake. And so that was the vendor CTI. So we reached out to them with quotes. The state works with them a lot. The state has to kind of sign off on a lot of the equipment because they can integrate it with the state's software. And it's pretty nice because they're going to standardize all the 7 courtrooms. So wherever the judges go, it'll be the same equipment in all the courtrooms. Not to get too technical, but a benefit of it is we're moving away from an appliance-based system. So like, what's the benefit? What does that mean? We're not going to be locked into any specific software platform. So like today with the appliance-based system, we use Zoom. Say Zoom goes down, or Zoom servers go down, they just go out of business. We're kind of locked in with those appliance-based systems. Yeah, we do some tweaks, but we got to come back to the board and say, hey, we need a little bit more money for IT to change the system. The new system, we're moving to non-appliance based. We can pivot to any software platform system. Meaning, Zoom goes down, we can pivot to Teams. Or what we're seeing right now in the field is there's a lot of companies popping up that are building specialized software for remote hearings in the courtroom. And I can see in the future with those tools that some of the courts will probably move that direction. So it's a big benefit with this model. We can move to just using equipment more long term. But I know it's a long-winded answer to your question, but just going to let you know, yeah, CTI.
Is it only for like telework, or not telework, but telecommunications, or is it also for displaying evidence for a jury?
All encompassing. Exactly. Yep, all encompassing. Just what you're thinking. Evidence display units, everything. Well, we're going to where it's just like an HDMI hooking system. So instead of us having to have all this different equipment in the courtroom for this private attorney uses this, state attorney's office uses this equipment, with all the HDMI type hookups. Anybody can bring their own equipment off the platform and just hook right into it.
Will, for jury displays, will there will be a display for like every 2 jurors, or will it just be a big?
No, there'll be there'll be a big. Some courtrooms have multiple monitors, but they'll be big enough to be viewable. Of course, yeah, it won't be like in front of them on the jury box. But yeah, good question.
And all the Axon software can be
So
displayed.
how that will work, and that's good. You know, that's a good question. So that will all come in through the HDMI hookup more. Now it's important with this because yeah, it's like you don't want to get every little dongle, every little appliance piece. You need to find something that anybody can use with whatever software they have. So like right now, let's say in a medical malpractice, a big lawsuit in civil courtroom, we don't have any of this. In the 213, 214, 2 civil courtrooms are big ones. Where we have the medical malpractice, we don't have any of that type of system. So they come bring in carts full of equipment to plug into the projectors, old school projectors, just to put them on a projector screen. So now that won't have to happen. They can just plug right in through an HDMI outlet port. Yeah. So the 7 courtrooms, let you guys know, it's 2 juvenile courtrooms, it's 2 family courtrooms, which is huge for us because we have 2 every week. Both courtrooms twice have status hearings, pro se's, all day. That's Zoom. Every 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. That's a Zoom call. So the 2 family courtrooms, 2 civil courtrooms, and one we're really excited about is our felony courtroom 210, which, as you guys know, is the marquee courtroom in this county, and that's where we have our ceremony celebrations. For example, the elected officials swearing in. So we're going to have kind of a beefed up system for that.
Just will you check and see if laser pointers work on the monitors? It's very difficult to point stuff out to a jury when a laser pointer won't work on the monitor.
Fair point.
Thank you. Get a time out for the 14th, everyone. Okay, we'll move on to our resolution. We have one resolution, 2023 JAG agreement with the city of Peoria. A motion. Danny, and a second. Thank you. Sheriff, would you like to tell us?
This is a yearly JAG grant we share. It's a federal grant we share with Peoria PD. We've been doing it for I think over 20 years. We usually use it for equipment. This year it's $36,766. We're using it for a few flock cameras and also body armor that we usually use it kind of because our vests have expiration dates, so we kind of have a rotate those out. So it's a nice grant that we share with the city. We've been doing it for a while. It just kind of helped us shore up some money for equipment for us. This is the first year we're using it for flock cameras because we actually have bought some flock cameras to put out in the county.
Can you explain what those are?
So flock cameras are license plate readers. The city, I think, has over 30 or 40 of them. So West Peoria has 4 of them, and now we're extending them out to the county in certain areas. They have been very beneficial. I mean, not only does it read license plates, it reads make, model, color of vehicles. It's already helped us solve probably 2 shootings and 2 homicides. In the city, I can say a lot more than that. So they're just really good tools just to keep up to date with technology these days. It's almost like a must-have to have. So,
Did you say, are they mobile or stationary?
they're stationary. So we work with the highway to make sure they're off the road enough, but also you have to have them close enough to read the license plates. So they can maybe on them too. So it's a yearly subscription.
On vests, as a new employee, do you get a new vest?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yes. Sometimes they have to use, we have a pretty good turnaround with Ray O'Hare. But if there's a lag time, we have extra vests they can use in the meantime. So they always have a vest. Sure.
What is the lifespan?
Around 6 years, I think, give or take a year.
And then it starts to break down.
That's what they say. Yeah.
We're not gonna test it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Any other questions from Sheriff? So all in favor? We're ready to vote. Do you have any questions? I think we're waving your hand. Okay. All right, if we're ready to vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We'll move on to public comment. Miscellaneous.
Committee, I do have one, but I'll let the committee go first.
Anything miscellaneous?
I know you, I think you and the public defender and Nancy have been talking, and we talked about it at operations committee earlier today. Next month, we'll schedule and notice up an opportunity for the committee to tour the public defender space down on the ground floor. Now that they're fully settled, and just if you're not on county ops, but if you're interested, we'll also schedule next month a tour of IT. So hit those at the same time.